Let's talk about Concreted. This is a South Korean perfume brand that's been on my radar for a while now. However, they just launched within the US. And if you want to smell super unique, unlike anyone else around you, this is the brand to try because not only are the fragrances ultra niche, very artistic, they're also very wearable and affordable. So let's talk about the 3 brand new fragrances in Concreted's line. Let's start with 1,000 Miles. If I want something that's going to cut through the high heat of the summer, this is it. This is a very cold, metallic, and green floral fragrance. This is probably the most metallic fragrance I've ever smelled. Because it does feel very cold, sharp, fresh, I would even call this a little bit clinical because it does give you that clean, sterile, metallic type of sensation. However, it's paired with very green, soapy, powdery florals that helped kind of round out those metallic edges. I do also think this is completely unisex though, because it does have kind of like a green men's cologne type of dry down to it. Overall, this is a really unique and interesting, fun, artistic rendition of a floral perfume. I wouldn't necessarily call it mass appealing, but I do think it's completely wearable. I really enjoy it, and I'm glad to have a full bottle of it. Next, let's talk about Sesame Shower, which is a really nice, atypical, niche gourmand fragrance because it highlights black sesame, which is slightly deeper in aroma and earthier than a regular sesame note. So this opens with that like semi-sweet, starchy, nutty sesame. However, it's also complemented by this really pretty, to me, like a tobacco leaf sensation. There's not actually any tobacco listed in the notes, but I think the combination of the cedarwood, vetiver, and olibanum are giving me like a dry tobacco leaf type of sensation. It is sweet and earthy and dry and goes beautifully with the black sesame. And in the dry down, this does start to become a little bit powdery, a little bit sweeter because the vanilla starts to come out, but it still remains a very semi-sweet gourmand. This is not gonna go too sweet at all. It is warm and cozy, perfect for fall. And last but certainly not least, let's talk about Dyed, which was made to represent the aroma of traditional ink sticks, which is made from the residue of burning plants and therefore smells slightly charred and woody. I think this does a great job of capturing that. This one to me out of the trio is the most masculine leaning just because it does come off a bit smoky, a little bit woody and deep and dark to me. However, what I love about this fragrance is there's also a distinct freshness to this. There's lemon and lime at the top notes, and in the mids you have eucalyptus and pine. So I love the kind of juxtaposition between the opening, it's a little bit charred, woody, with those fresher elements that come out in the mids. So pleasantly surprised with this one. This is not a scent profile that I typically enjoy, but I would love to smell this on someone else.